Okay, so today we're going to learn about compound inequalities. So compound or complex usually means that you've got more than one thing making up a whole. Let's look at this example here. We're asked to solve this inequality, and what you can see, what you can notice is that there are two inequality symbols here. So this is actually two problems stuffed into one, although we're talking about the same variable x in both cases. So the first thing to do with compound inequalities is to split them up into their component pieces. And what we do is we look at the first inequality, and I'm saying that minus 14 is less than 5x plus 1. And then I stop here, because it's like I finished a sentence. Minus 14 is less than 5x plus 1. And 5x plus 1 is less than 11. So there's my second sentence. Minus 14 is obviously less than 11. We know that because those are real numbers. But minus 14 is less than 5x plus 1 is one piece of information. And then 5x plus 1 is also less than 11. That's my second piece of information. And I take them each in turn and I solve them piece by piece. So minus 14 is less than 5x plus 1 is the first thing that I'm going to try to solve. And we solve this the way that we did the practice yesterday. Treat the inequality symbol like an equals, letters left, numbers right, and when you change sides, you change signs. So the minus 14 became a plus 14 over here. Minus 5x is less than 15. Now, I need to divide across by a negative 5, and we know what happens. When we multiply or divide by a minus number, our inequality symbol changes direction. And we get that x is greater than 15 divided by minus 5. X is greater than negative 3. So the first inequality gave me this piece of information. The second inequality I'm also going to write down and solve, and we're going to get a second piece of information from it. So the second inequality, second part of the inequality says that 5x plus 1 is less than or equal to 11. And we solve this, we treat this like an equal sign, letters left, numbers right. And now I'm dividing across by 5, but dividing by 5 is not a minus number. So, sorry, skipped a step, that's 10. And 10 divided by 5 is 2. So we have x less than or equal to 2. So what have we learned? X is bigger than minus 3, and it's smaller than or equal to 2. Both of these things need to be true at the same time. So x is bigger than minus 3, and at the same time, x is smaller than or equal to 2. So we're talking about all of the numbers that go from minus 3 to 2. And that means we can actually write this inequality in one line and say that x is between plus 2 and minus 3. Now you will get full marks for just writing your answer like this, but it's a good habit to get into to be able to write it like this. X is between minus 3 and 2. I'm plotting this on the number line then, and they're real numbers, so we will be colouring in the line. I need to go between, we'll fill in minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. You know what, I'll just go one more and put in 3 as well. And it's a real number. I can never be equal to minus 3, so I put an empty circle there. I can be equal to plus 2, so I've put a filled in circle there, and I colour in the line in between. And that's my solution set there. Okay, so that's how we deal with compound inequalities. We need to split the compound inequality into two separate inequalities. Solve each one plot on the number line. May seem a little bit difficult because this is the first time you're seeing it, but you absolutely can do this. Right, now let's do one more example, and just like before, I'd like you to pause the video before you try this and try it yourselves, and then come back and see if we got the same answers. So we're going to solve, we'll say 2 less than x plus 1 less than or equal to 5, and x is a natural number. So we know we'll get, I went off the screen. We're going to solve this. So we're going to be getting whole positive numbers only. Right, so pause the video, try it yourselves on your whiteboards or your homework copy, and then come back, check the solution and fill it into your notes copies once you've done that. Good, okay. So the first step was to break this into my 2 separate inequalities, and I go as far as the second inequality. My other one then, I go as far as the first inequality. So those are my 2 sentences. 2 is less than x plus 1, and x plus 1 is less than or equal to 5. My first one, 2 is less than x plus 1. So letters left, numbers right, I get a negative x less than minus 2 plus 1. Negative x is less than minus 1, and I'm going to divide across by minus 1 to change the signs, but when I divide by a negative number, I must change my inequality symbol around, giving me that x is greater than 1. There's my first piece of information. My second piece of information, x plus 1 is less than or equal to 5. Again, letters left, numbers right, so x is less than or equal to 5 minus 1. X is less than or equal to 4. These are natural numbers, so I don't include 0 or any negative numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So plotting this on the number line. Oh, I never put them back together. So x is bigger than 1 and less than or equal to 4. X is between 4 and 1. There's my answer. X is between 4 and 1. It can never actually be equal to 1 though. So it's the numbers 2, 3, and it can be equal to 4. 2, 3, and 4 are coloured in on my number line. Okay, good. We do want to do maybe 1 or 2 more examples with this tomorrow to finish off compound inequalities. I'll get you to practice them tomorrow, and then we'll be finished with these for Easter. Okay, thank you.